we are back for a Halloween special of the Gen-Oners YouTube channel. And we're talking all things Halloween or scary stuff to do in Pokemon, and just a couple weird things. So,
Yes.
um, what really sticks out to you that's like kind of scary, creepy in Pokemon or Halloweenish? Like what stands out to you?
Uh, I mean, right off the bat, if we're talking like Pokemon strictly, it has to be Gengar. Like, just his presence, like, he's technically a ghost. Well, not technically, he is a ghost Pokemon. But, like, just like his presence was always weird. Like, he's always sticking out his tongue when he does moves. And, like, he has a move called Dream Eater. So it's like, it's a little weird, like that thing used to scare me back in the day, and the original sprite work also didn't do it justice, like it was pretty creepy back in the day. Can't complain about that one.
But yeah, I see that, and then also Gen One was the only ghost type Pokemon too, which was weird because it had its own typing and it was the only kind, that whole line. I guess Pokemon for me, uh, Dusclops, that whole line. The
Oh yes, that thing was weird, dude.
It's just weird, the one eye, and then once we got into like the 3D models, the one eye would just kind of shift back and forth. Like I always thought that was just like a weird, like eerie type of Pokemon. Good Pokemon, very good. And then I think he got Dust Noir in Gen 4, which is sick. Good Pokemon. They're both good Pokemon, but yeah, I would have to say if I had to think of like a creepy one, Dusktop's definitely.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. If I'm being honest, I'm like stuck in like the Gen 1 phase in my mind right now, so I'm like, oh, who's the weird one? And of course it's Gengar.
Because you're a typical Gen 1er, bro.
Dude, we gotta live by our name at this point, right?
Yeah, seriously. But
The
I mean, Gengar's he's iconic though. There's no doubting that.
Yeah, it's like, come on, it's Gengar. Like everyone wanted the Gengar, even though it was creepy as hell. But come on, you're lying to yourself. You're like, yeah, I don't want that on my team. You're just a liar.
Yeah.
But speaking of like weird, creepy things and Pokemon, what about Driftbloom?
Um. Yeah. The Dex entry itself is speaks for itself, and also the fact that you can only get it on a Friday in Diamond and Pearl is annoying as fuck.
Yeah, that thing was weird. I mean, like the Dex entries didn't really get weird until Sun, specifically Sun. And I'm gonna read the Dex entry really quick because it's like it's something weird. So here's the entry now. Story goes that it grabs the hands of small children and drags them away to the afterlife. Weird entry. But then there's this little sentence at the end that always rubbed me the wrong way. And it's just a simple, it dislikes heavy children. I kind of took offense to that when I was younger, I am a bigger guy, so. But I mean, hey, I was always free from the drift balloon. No chances it was taking me.
Yeah, that's a little heavy for Pokemon, especially like these newer gen games. They're kind of very almost kid friendly, basically, because we had the whole Lavender Town, which was like really creepy Gen 1. And yeah, that's weird for like a newer generation to have something like kind of that dark.
Yeah, and like even after like Sun and Moon, like the Dex entries kind of stayed the same, like roughly. It does speak of like taking children to the afterlife and everything like that, but it's just like once that came out in Sun, it was like, what is this? Like it was just so weird at the time, and like quite frank, a little creepy too.
I mean, I guess if in the anime they were ever to kill off Ash Ketchum, we know how it's going to be done.
Yeah, there's gonna be a Drifloon in the background, just
Yeah,
like come creeping in very slowly.
exactly.
Oh man, so it's actually funny you mentioned Lavender Town. 'Cause there's a couple creepy things that happen in there.
Yeah, kids today won't understand.
Um, the only thing we're gonna say is there's this thing called Lavender Town syndrome. It's a little bit of like a darker story, so we're not gonna go into depth with it on the channel, but if you do want to look it up, just look up Lavender Town Syndrome and just look at it at your own accord because it is a little deep and it's a little heavy subject. So
Definitely. And yeah, the music, it was just very creepy and eerie, and then the whole town in itself was just, it was just weird when you, us as young kids playing Gen 1, like having experienced something like that in a Pokemon game.
yeah, the music alone set the whole tone of like that little encounter you spent in there, and it was, ooh, oh man, that music still honestly haunts me till today. I'm not gonna lie, it's really bad.
Yeah, and then you have the fan theories about Blue's Raticate in the Lavender Tower, that essentially it died, which, like I said, it's a theory. It's a theory. There's no, I don't think Pokemon ever confirmed that it actually died, but
But I mean, it makes sense because it's the only town in Pokemon or for Gen 1 Pokemon that had like some sort of like cemetery. Even though it was in a tower, it's still a Pokemon cemetery. And it was one of the only places where you can catch like the Ghastly and the Haunters at the time as well. Not to
correct.
mention,
Yeah.
I believe you're like chasing a Haunter, you need like the Silphco thing, whatever, in Gen 1, and you're
Yeah.
looking for the
Yeah.
Haunter. So, but most of your battles with Blue, he had Eradicate in his party. After this little visit, he no longer had that Raticate. So like it kind of got the fans thinking, well, maybe the Raticate did die, because why else would Blue be in the tower? He has no reason to be there, you know?
Yeah. So the last time I believe you see the Raticate is on the SS and us as Gen 1ers, we probably absolutely obliterated it. So, I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it probably did get off, but
We're the cause of it.
yeah, yeah. It took my like level 47 Venusaur, and just obliterated it when it's like a level 19 or something.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
But
But yeah, it's just weird, you know?
yeah, it's very weird. And then you fight also the ghost, which is, I guess, the Haunter, but Marowak kind of thing at the end of it.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Just there's always like these weird spooky things that go on in Pokemon, and no one ever seems to really talk about them too often. And then
Yeah.
once you look into it a little more, you're like, oh wow, Pokemon's actually a little creepier than we thought it was.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that was definitely a weird place. I always thought in Gen 3, I believe it's Mount Pyre, where it was like kind of very foggy and stuff. I thought that was another weird kind of place. But yeah, Pokemon, they've had their weird, creepy things, and then they got real kid friendly on us.
They did. I mean, kudos to them because I mean, who knows if they can pull this kind of stuff in this time? It's a little understandable why they went the kid friendly route. But it's always nice to like go back in like the first few generations and like really read into some of the creepy stuff that has happened in Pokemon. And if you want my honest opinion, if you want the most hardcore, like creepiest thing ever, just read like the manga of the first part of Pokemon, because that there's like zero F's given in that manga, and it is some crazy stuff that happens in there.
I won't even say this was creepy, but the most hardcore Pokemon thing ever in the games was Gen 2. And a lot of people forget about this, but it was going into the second um, gym. Team Rocket was chopping off Slowpoke tails, you recall?
Oh, that totally lost my mind there. Yeah.
That is hard, dude. I mean, we're talking about a kid game, and they're chopping off tails, dude. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Oh, dude, it's crazy. That's what I'm saying though. Like, just there's so many creepy things or like hardcore stuff that happen in the older generation of games, and it's like I kind of wish they brought it back in, but I understand why they can't do it.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess we got a pumpkin Pokemon now, right? So it all evens out.
Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah,
got a pumpkin Pokemon now, so it's still in the spirit of Halloween.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I that's our Halloween special, right? I don't have anything else to add. What about you?
No, got nothing else.
All right, for everyone watching, sub, like, and leave a comment. We'll catch you in the next one.
Yes, and don't forget to ring the bell too.
Ooh, good one.
See you guys later.